shocking details about Harry and Meghan's new home's dark history revealed. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are set to move next year, but their new home has a shocking history that involves Queen Victoria and one of her aides. Meghan and Harry are having Frogmore Cottage in Windsor refurbished and are expected to move in sometime next year. However, long before the royal couple set their sights on it, one of Queen Victoria's closest aides used to call the cottage home until her death in 1901. Abdul Karim lived at Frogmore Cottage for 10 years until he was forced to return to Agra, India following Victoria's death. Just hours after Victoria was buried in the royal mausoleum, the first Indian member of the royal household was forced to watch letters that he had received from the late Queen burned. Abdul Karim was one of Victoria's closest and most trusted aides during her life. She used to call him Munshi, her teacher, as she learned Urdu from him. Victoria would also speak with him while at her homes in Scotland, the Isle of Wight and Windsor. The Queen often brought visiting European royals to visit him and his wife Khadija for tea. However, the closeness of the two was seen negatively by the UK establishment and some members of the Queen's family caused by racism and jealousy. Shrabani Basu, who wrote the 2010 book Victoria and Abdul, the true story of the Queen's closest confidant, said, "It was early morning and just hours after her funeral. Queen Alexandra and Princess Beatrice were standing there and a lot of guards, and they ordered a raid on his house, and all of his letters were taken and burned. It was a heartbreaking moment in Abdul's life. It was a bit of dark history. Victoria had allowed her friend to decorate the cottage however he wanted. Ms. Basu said, "I imagine it was very beautiful and he filled it with beautiful objects he was given by European royalty. I'm sure it was full of exotic things. She would bring European royalty with her to visit. They would often go there for tea and meet the Munshi and his wife. Her diaries are full of mentions of meeting the Munshi and his wife for tea." Ms. Basu also noted the similarities in Victoria's openness to race and called her ahead of her time. She pointed out that there are parallels with Meghan due to her being the first mixed-race woman to marry into the royal family. She said, "There is a certain poignancy about them choosing Frogmore Cottage." Abdul was given 3 cottages by Victoria, with the other 2 being Osborne on the Isle of Wight and Karim Cottage at Balmoral in Scotland. Meghan and Harry's new royal abode could come at eye-watering security bill to UK taxpayer. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's new royal home, a Grade 2 listed cottage in the grounds of Frogmore, could run up a massive security bill to the UK taxpayer, a former protection officer has claimed. The royal couple will make the move away from Kensington Palace, where Prince William and Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, will remain with their 3 children. Security arrangements at the Sussex's new abode could rack up a huge bill to the UK taxpayer, it has been claimed. The costs of making the grounds and buildings safe could reach a massive £5 million. The bombshell suggestion was made by Ken Wharf, a former royal clothes protection officer. The former royal bodyguard told the Daily Mirror the costs of building and security arrangements could balloon to £5 million in the first year. "There is no protection at Frogmore. There is no one living there. There are costs of at least 2 or 3 private protection officers and to make sure the estate is policed adequately by Thames Valley Police. There will have to be major reviews of the security surrounding that property, exposed on virtually every side." The 5-bed home, nestled the 33-acre Frogmore estate in Windsor Castle's home park grounds, is a mere 200 metres from a public path named the Long Walk. It is also where Meghan and Harry plan to settle down with their first child next spring, meaning drastic security measures will need to be put in place. At some points, a 6-foot wall is all that separates the cottage from public roads, signifying local police, Thames Valley Force and Met Police, and royal protection teams will need to devise 24/7 security measures. Mr. Wharf, who used to be in charge of Princess Diana's security, claimed the entire operation would be a mammoth task, would require dramatic investment. He said, "It'll be a dramatic rise to the taxpayer. Thames Valley is no different from any other service that has seen cuts of 20-25%. This will be a tremendous strain on their budget. It's a mammoth task. The costs of fitting and maintaining security equipment, with further officers in the area, could cost further millions each year." Labour's Kensington MP Emma Dent Coad, a well-known anti-monarchist, questioned whether the costs were reasonable given the current homelessness problem in the UK. She said, "In a world of growing homelessness, how can this be justified?" Met Police said, "We don't comment on matters related to protective security." Kensington Palace said, "Windsor is a very special place for their Royal Highnesses and they are grateful that their official residence will be on the estate." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry moving house will cost taxpayer whopping £5 million. Taxpayers face a whopping £5 million bill to protect Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's new home in the grounds of Windsor because they will be in an exposed area, according to shocking claims. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are moving into Frogmore Cottage amid rumours they have decided to live away from William and Kate because of a rift between the two women. Frogmore will be renovated before they move in next spring and plans are being made to secure the cottage grounds, which in places are separated from public roads only by a 6-foot wall. Speaking to the Mirror, ex-Royal Protection Officer Ken Wharf said, "The costs of building and security arrangements could balloon to £5 million in the first year. There is no protection at Frogmore, there is no one living there. There are costs of at least 2 or 3 private protection officers and to make sure the estate is policed adequately by Thames Valley Police. There will have to be major reviews of the security surrounding that property, exposed on virtually every side." The cottage is 200 yards from the publicly accessible Long Walk, which has increased the need for security. Thames Valley Police, the Metropolitan Police and Kensington Palace are believed to be in talks on how to tackle the plan. Frogmore Cottage has been used by palace staff but has fallen into disrepair. Harry and Meghan are planning to renovate the place before moving in. A Kensington Palace spokesman said the cost of any substantial building work would be covered by the sovereign grant, which is funded by the taxpayer. Decorative work inside the cottage is expected to be paid for by Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan held their wedding reception at Frogmore House, which overlooks the cottage. The royal wedding also cost the public £3.4 million. Their engagement photos were also taken in the grounds. A source close to the Duke and Duchess claims the rift at Kensington is because Kate and Meghan are very different people. Meghan Markle and Kate could face same problem as Princess Diana, former royal bodyguard. Meghan Markle and Kate could be facing the same royal problem Princess Diana had, her former bodyguard has claimed. Speculation of a rift between Prince Harry and Prince William's wives is mounting as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are set to move away from Kensington Palace early next year. Harry and Meghan will no longer be the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's neighbours when they set up their new home at Frogmore Cottage in Windsor ahead of the birth of their first child in spring 2019. But Diana's former bodyguard Ken Wharf has suggested that if there is any truth to the rumours of a fallout between the Sussexes and the Cambridges, it could be down to who is more popular. Mr. Wharf, who worked as Diana's personal protection officer from 1988 to 1993, said it is the Harry and Meghan show at the moment. He added that Diana faced the same problem in the royal family, explaining the royals do not like it when one member of the family has the spotlight. The royal security expert said, "Whether the two women have fallen out I don't know. Harry is an interesting character as indeed Meghan is. Two very popular people, and one of the things of course that royalty do not like is when one becomes more popular than the other. This was part of Diana's problem. They could not deal with Diana's popularity, and perhaps maybe we are revisiting the same sort of problem, where one is getting all the press, which is Meghan and Harry, and that may be part of the problem." Mr. Wharf insisted Kensington Palace is the best location for security. Diana's former bodyguard said, "Kensington Palace from a security standpoint seems to be the perfect place, it has everything going for it. From a logistic point of view, moving to Windsor poses major problems because we do not know exactly the security arrangements for this property." Meghan and Harry's move from their cozy Nottingham cottage next door to William and Kate was confirmed in a statement released by Kensington Palace last week. The statement said, "Windsor is a very special place for their Royal Highnesses and they are grateful that their official residence will be on the estate." Harry and Meghan had pictures to mark their engagement taken in the grounds of Windsor Castle. And the pair's stunning Windsor wedding was at St. George's Chapel and their reception was at Frogmore House. Frogmore Cottage is due to be renovated before Meghan and Harry move in next year.